Hello YouTube, Soul here, and today I decided to revisit Black Ops 3 Zombies, and what better way than to return to my personal favorite map, Shadows of Evil. Black Ops 6 is cool and all, but it just isn't the game for me. So I decided to load up Black Ops 3, not to just fill my nostalgia, but to challenge myself to something I used to not do much of. I am going to put my name on the Shadows of Evil high round leaderboards on zombiesworldrecord.com. High rounds have always been my favorite way to play by far. However, there's a catch. Doing this run, I have only ever made it to high rounds with the Gobblegum round robin, which is well banned in this category. So not only is it time for me to put on my best gaming hat and get good, I'm only giving myself one attempt. Furthermore, we are going off the rules for their website's entries, which means I had to record my entire game and submit raw footage before I could even edit this video. The category I have selected today is Megas, which the rules are listed right here. Only 3 are super important for our run today, and those rules are: the combination of turned and keeper sword anywhere it is obtainable is not allowed. Using and repeating the ritual flag Easter egg step to receive free max ammos is not allowed. The arc ovum must be charged in its normal 4 rounds it requires. Charging the arc ovum 1 to 3 rounds is not allowed. All of these rules I have highlighted, as we will be getting close to breaking them, but not quite. So, with all the rules laid out, let us begin. The gums I have chosen for the run are Alchemical Antithesis, Perkaholic, Raindrops, Shopping Free, finally Cashback. As soon as the game starts, I sprint to the first door and immediately open it. Hopping into Beast Mode, I then Shock, Quick Revive, hit the door with the free power-up, and continue through the alley, also hitting the box with the summoning key, and then to shock the box holding the fountain pen, turning around to grapple up, and unlocking the pathway to the first sacrifice table, ending our first use of Beast Mode. I then collect the summoning key and go prone in front of Quick Revive for free 100 points, grab the Fumigator, cocking a grenade on my way up the alley to get the shopping list for another free 500 points.
Oh, you're gonna be sorry!
I then spin for a Gobblegum, and the first one is Raindrops. Here, I pause to tab out and use the gumball tracker on zomburgers.com to keep track of my gumball cycle. I then finally pick up the fountain pen. Moving on to the first sacrificing table, I begin and, well, just walk in circles. It's much easier to do these rituals if you simply don't shoot the wraiths, and that way they don't have a chance to respawn and either pin you in a corner or knock you down as you're passing through their spawn. After its completion, I pick up the first of 4 gateworms.
Someone's boarding up the barricades.
Continuing on, I go prone in front of Stamina to get another 100 points, barring the door to the Footlight District, entering Beast Mode for the second time, and making sure to hit all the Beast Mode spots in one go. Man, that was perfect. I then grab the hairpiece and shoot the rays for more points, which I then go and activate the rift portal to the underground area and shoot the race down there for even more points. I continue to keep going prone at all the perks, this one being Widow's Wine and the next one being Mule Kick.
Oh shit! Now what?
Heading back to the Footlight District, I pick up our first shield part and again go prone at Speed Cola. Still not having enough points for the next door, I kill off a couple zombies really quick. Once I have enough points, I open the door and make my way to the burlesque where the second ritual can begin, which I quickly do utilizing the OP strat from earlier, running in circles. And what's our reward? Yep, that's right, a mini-boss, and one of the coolest mini-bosses ever, the Margwa, which I quickly dispose of by shooting all 3 heads. And since this is my first Margwa of the run, I get to collect its heart, which I'll need for the Wonder Weapon later on. I then head up to the tram station to make my way to the Canal District. Note, the tram doesn't always spawn here, which is okay, as you can just call it in from here. Taking the tram to the canals from Footlight only costs 500 points, and it allows us to get our first symbol for the Apothicon Sword puzzle. Arriving at Canal District, I go and open the door so that way I can immediately start the 3rd sacrifice ritual. To do so, we have to stand in a line or crosshair with the shock box that's in the Ruby Rabbit. And as you can see, I struggled and even thought that after I got it, I was gonna run out of time to get the rest of the stuff done. But I was gaming and got it all done last second, and good thing too, because that was my last beast mode until next round. I then continue to open the rift portal and then grab the officer's badge so that I may begin my 3rd ritual. And just like with the last 2, I walked in circles, and once finished, I grabbed the 3rd worm and headed back towards the train. This time, I am taking the tram to the Waterfront District so that I can pick up my 2nd and 3rd symbol for the Apothicon Sword. The only way I was able to continue was to open the next door. So I then popped my raindrops and ended the round, got Meal Kick, and opened up the door. I then hit the box a couple of times and gladly took a dingo.
They are coming.
Which I then hopped into beast mode, and once again opened the rift door, and then grappling up to the box containing the wrestling belt, and finally going down the wharf to open up the boxing gym for our 4th and final ritual. After picking up the wrestling belt, I quickly buy a Kuda off the wall and proceed to the boxing gym to start the 4th and final sacrifice ritual.
Weapons appearing out of thin.
The boxing gym. This is room for the dead to your sacrifice.
And again, after all this hard work, what am I gifted with? Yep, you guessed it, another Margwa. Which is completely okay, as we make quick work of all 3 of its heads with the dingo. Returning to the underground portion of the map, using the rift, I go towards the wall to unveil its secret path so that I can place the gate worms and start the final ritual before I'm able to pack a punch.
Okay, guess this goes here. I'm gonna set you down right here. I'm gonna set you down right here.
I start this ritual just like the others, and yet again, walk in circles until it is finished.
Your service to the Overlord.
again awarded with another marble.
You want an answer?
Now, with Pack-a-Punch open, I gotta start progressing the rounds to get our beast mode back, and to collect everything I need for the wonder weapon. So I pop my final use of raindrops with all the power-ups, and again hit the box, this time getting myself a ray gun.
Looks like that killed most of...
After the round shifts, I hop into beast mode and put in the code of symbols I seen earlier riding the tram, as well as releasing the Kraken from the box, sorry, bad pun, shocking Widow's Wine and Mule Kick, finally rushing towards the waterfront district via Rift Portal so that I can grapple up the final staircase, making sure not to open that staircase and only shocking double tap and unlocking the last statue for the sword steps.
I don't quite remember what happened.
Going back into human form, I grab my Apothecon egg and take it to the Canal
sure.
District, which is where I like to start my statue process. There is no particular order, this is just how I prefer to do so. Once I've killed enough zombies, I take my Apothecon to the Footlight District, but before, we stop to hit the Gobblegum machine, where I get shopping free. So I decide to hit it again since, well, it's free. And what do you know? We get a Perkaholic.
This isn't regular gun. What makes you feel different?
I then use the stairs at which I unlocked with Beast Mode to run to grab the second shield part and our first fuse for the Civil Protector. Heading back through the Rift Portal system to Footlight District, which is the fastest way to travel in Shadows. In the future, I really hope COD can add more maps with travel like this, as it is by far the coolest and fastest way to travel in Zombies.
I already know. I guess this is where we can
I again
stay.
place the egg on the statue at the Footlight District and charge it by killing zombies. Once finished, I again take the egg to the Waterfront District and open the door to the top by the tram to grab the final fuse. I had grabbed the other fuse when filling the statue at the Footlight District.
That makes sense.
I again placed the egg in the statue and killed zombies to fill it up.
This better pay off, and I mean...
Underground to the final statue, you guessed it, we killed zombies to finally fully charge our egg. And with my fully charged egg, I grab my Apothecon sword and head back to the Burlesque to acquire my Arc Ovum, which I will need to do 4 more rituals for in order to fill and fully charge. Remembering the rules of which I highlighted at the beginning of the run, I can only do this step 1 round at a time, as intended. So, let's get started. First to be completed is the one right outside the Burlesque. This one only spawns 1 Margler, which I kill really quickly utilizing the ray gun. After round 5, I decided to clear the one at Waterfront, as that one sometimes feels really cramped. Again, the 2 Marglas that spawn this time are nothing the ray gun can't handle. I make my way to Canals after completing the one at Waterfront and passing around to round 7. Again, I kill 2 more Margwas with the ray gun and quickly pass the round to round 8. As I was killing these 2 Margwas for the 4th and final ritual, a 3rd one had spawned, not part of it, but with how good the ray gun is at killing them, they go down fairly quick, and I finish the step. Heading back to the burlesque, I check the first
How
purple
you
pot
like
of the run, and no tentacle this time, but continuing into the burlesque, I pick up my upgraded sword, and holy shit, is this thing strong. Now, all that's left to do is to head downstairs, pack-a-punch my weapons, and pass the rounds as quickly as possible to round 12, so I can farm for the Xenomatter for the Apothicon Servant. And remember, I can't use turn while using the upgraded sword, so I decided to go with Deadwire on Makuta instead.
Someone's boarding up the barricades.
After getting Deadwire, I decided to go pick up the HVK at Waterfront as my third slotted weapon with Mule Kick, and returning downstairs to double pack a punch, which does take a couple of rounds, but that's okay, as I was trying to get to round 12 as fast as I could, this time choosing Blast Furnace.
I hope this thing's up to the job.
After I acquire Blast Furnace, I head back to the first ritual room to activate the book that's now sitting in the room, so I can farm for the Xenomatter. Still checking the map for purple pods, I came across the tentacle. Just need that Xenomatter
Some
now.
good inside.
I quickly end the round to 12 and head through the rift.
Okay.
I add the fuses to the box so that I can spawn the Civil Protector. Then I grab the flag that is now near the train car. As soon as I pick it up, infinite meatballs will start to spawn. Normally, you'd use this step to complete part of the Easter egg and also get a max ammo. I used it to specifically have infinite spawning meatballs, as the Xenomatter only randomly drops from this enemy type after the player has hit round 12. So to reduce my RNG and get it faster, this is our strategy. And after getting the Xenomatter, which as you will see only took about 2 minutes of standing still and shooting the meatballs, I take the flag to one of the spots for the Easter egg steps in the Footlight District, and I purposely don't complete it. Normally, people here would continue to take the flag to an Easter egg step, at which they would complete in defending against the meatballs and the parasites and the Shadow Man itself. Once completed, you would get a max ammo. However, due to the nature and rule set of the ZWR website, which is where we are posting our run today, we are specifically not going to do this, as that would just be way too easy. Infinite max ammos. Once I have acquired the Xenomatter, I then head to the Footlight District to place the flag, again making sure I purposely don't complete it. Instead, I walk straight to the crafting table in the Footlight District and build the Apothicon Servant, and after finally getting it, I run back to the flag and make sure that the Shadow Man destroys it so I don't progress the step and don't get a max ammo as for rules of the run. And once he destroys it, the round swaps back to regular zombies, and the game continues. The last thing I needed for my run was to get little Arnie's from the box. Lucky enough, not on my first hit, but just my second hit from the box, besides when I popped my few raindrops, I got little Arnie's. This meant I also had perfect box luck, so no fire cell power-ups for the remainder of the run. Now, all that was left to do was survive using the strat. The strategy is pretty simple. You use the Apothicon Servant to charge the sword early rounds, and then use the sword and chain drop together to save on ammo. Which with Megas, you could do this easy version of the strat for many rounds. Having Blast Furnace is always good, as it charges up your sword really fast. But that's really for a higher round strategy. For now, I could just use my favorite Wonder Weapon and Specialist Weapon combo. This is also an example of why turn is not allowed in unison with the upgraded sword, as I am basically AFK right now. This AFK strategy can be utilized later on in higher rounds, but again, not for the world record runs.
That worked out.
I continued this strat into the 20s,
That worked out.
the 30s,
That worked out. Okay.
the 40s,
That worked out.
the 50s,
Is that a good thing?
the 60s. And eventually, after almost 2 hours and thousands of zombie kills, into the 70s I went.
Is that a good thing?
Round 75 came, and I was feeling the length of the rounds at almost 5 minutes a round, but I was also feeling really good, and I mean really good. I was on a good pace, I had 0 down still, I had a range arms if I needed it, and after just killing a couple of hordes, my shield broke. And this is where a pro would just simply go, okay, I need a new shield, but I am no pro, and well, I panicked. And can you blame me? Hearing this sound made my heart drop, and at first, I'm doing okay. I find my pace again and continue the strat. This alleyway is extremely narrow, not the easiest place to train without the amazing zombie shield on my back, and I take a pretty rough red screen due to this, which not even the zombies got me. The damn bugs sniped me at the worst moment possible as it spawned in. Determined, I get up and throw a little Arnie and pop my raindrops, rushing to the gobblegum machine. With the cover of the nuke, I prayed for either shopping free or perkaholic. Sweet, I got my shopping. Looking back, I totally could have thrown a little Arnie and hit the gobblegum machine and have gotten a perkaholic, as I was using Zombicus, the gumball tracker, so I knew I was gonna get a perkaholic. Sadly, I was just way too tired to make this comeback, so I let the zombies finish their job. Unfortunately, in the original video that I did in fact shoot for this, was my original first attempt, and it was soiled as I completely forgot to have Outplay capture just my game's audio. Since I was listening to some good old Sublime the entire time I played, I wasn't able to use any of the footage I had originally gotten, which sucks because I had actually made it to round 78 or my original attempt, which is not much higher, but my true personal best so far. And wanting to stay true to the one attempt only challenge, I decided to attempt to re-record the game the same day, which was a bad mistake, as that monotony of going through the rounds again mentally killed me. Plus, on my first attempt, I had 3 downs, so I also felt that if I had continued, I would have beaten that first attempt in what felt like a really unfair way. After my game was done, I had it submitted to ZWR, where it was accepted, and I now sit at the number 55th spot for the leaderboard. Not overly impressive, but it is a start, as I plan to go through all the maps setting more personal records first before possibly going after a world record myself. And I encourage everyone who has watched up until this point to go back and set a record or PR of your own. Try and beat my round of 75, or try and set a world record of 86. CWR really has it all. From speedruns to high rounds, I'm sure you can find records that fit your playstyle on your favorite zombies map and experience. Thank you all for watching, and don't be afraid to like and subscribe, and comment what map in BO3 Zombies you'd like to see me put my name on next. Thank you.